Yo, what up, guys? Let me just make sure the timer gets started properly. Like, there's a little bit of a sync issue. I will get that fixed, but welcome back to the penultimate round of round 2. Unfortunately, this will be a 1v1 race. Cringe was not feeling well, so he had to forfeit this round. Let me make sure the feed is synced properly. Give me a sec. Yeah, we will have a 1v1 race between MachWing and Cayoche. Should be pretty close. Hopefully we don't see any silly forfeits or stuff like that. Looking forward to this race though. Should be almost there. Okay, that should be good. Alright. Yep, so we're off. I think this is becoming one of my more favorite palettes. I think it was or is. Yeah, I feel like I've added that. Maybe it's too woke, got removed. Who knows? Someone on the mod team removed this. I'm not sure who. Not gonna name names. But someone on the mod team might have something against Korea. Interesting. Anyway, I think 1v1 races are... As long as nothing horrible happens to one of the racers, I think it's interesting. The dynamic definitely changes when you're only against one opponent versus two. I think a lot of the time it simplifies a lot of the decisions that you have to make. So starting off, we do see Growl for, I believe, both. Maybe just MachWing. Looks like it's just MachWing, actually. Double Growl, not great. Cayoche having a pretty standard fight as long as he lands his last tackle. Very nice. See if he checks stats. 11 attack, 12 special, I think. Hopefully MachWing can get a crit or two. Right now he's doing, I believe, 2 damage. Also, that crit's really unfortunate because he's gonna have to heal. He might be doing 1 damage, actually. So... it's probably better to tail up at this... That's still the 2, actually, so he might be okay. 2 turns from here. 0 encounters on the way up for Cayoche, so very good start. This is probably exactly the start you don't want to see if you're MachWing. I didn't check stats, which is perfectly fine. I don't think we've seen a dead Rival 1 with Potion. I think maybe not even dead Rival 1 this year, but last year we definitely saw some. Yeah. Obviously still a lot of the run to go, and I think while they're both not the most experienced Red Runners, I think MachWing is a little bit more practiced than Cayoche, so he will have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the later half of the game. One encounter on the way up, level 3 Pidgey, didn't take it. It's pretty standard play. It is going to be awkward for MachWing if he does have to fight a Pidgey, just because he is down a potion already. So if he ends up taking a lot of damage from the Pidgey and then only gets 1 potion for Weedle, it could get a little bit scary if he gets like an instant poison. But yeah, so far this is a pretty flawless start from Cayoche. I believe that was a 5-turn rival fight, 2 encounters up, so very, very strong start. MachWing on the way down. Hopefully it's something he can fight. Level 2 rat, that's perfect. Cayoche, level 3 bird. I believe that should 3-shot. Very nice. You know, MachWing gets his EXP, so he's chilling. Hopefully we just see 0 encounters on the way up for MachWing, and then it gets a little bit closer. But so far it's 1 extra encounter for Cayoche, and he's out. So like a 535 grass exit, pretty strong. The sub 7 Nido pace if he does standard manip. Five Pokeballs. Definitely on the safer side. If you're confident with at least Nido and Paris, that gives you 3 extra Pokeballs for the bird. Not extra, but 3 Pokeballs for the bird. MachWing with early encounter. Oh, MachWing's not getting the best luck right now. So the first split, this is definitely a huge point of RNG in the run just because you're not repelling, you don't have manip set up. Oh, MachWing's getting owned right now. Actually, it does get his Nido, very good. Yeah, so through no fault of his own, MachWing is like a minute behind at Nido, so he's gonna have some ground to catch up, which I believe he can, but yeah, definitely will be uphill. Cayoche playing it safe, gets his hidden potion. If he picks up his Weedle potion, he'll have, I think 3. It's definitely very safe. MachWing going for his minute. Hopefully he gets his first try. And gains a little bit of time back. Okay, gets the Nido encounter. Oh, he thought slot 2 because he's normally used to having his potions. That's not ideal. Uses for the instant reset. That's not great. Okay, second try, gets the encounter. Okay, gets the catch, very good. Actually, getting poisoned at 70, we'll have to potion this to play it safe. Look like if it is extended for MachWing, it'll be a slower path. I'm not sure if up is any of the late paths. Doesn't look like it, just gets the potion. Yeah, it's almost a 2-minute lead for Cayoche at this point. But he's not having the best Weedle fight. If MachWing just gets a clean Weedle fight, that'll help a huge amount. Cayoche, no need to check stats. He does flashes anyway, maybe he's not confident with the clear, but MachWing gets an instant encounter in the forest. Slayer, you can't have a name that says I will 145 and have notes for For Path 9 extended, man. Vod. That's crazy. Hopefully MachWing just gets a clean fight. I don't think we have any idea what his stats are. His HP should be good because he fought level 2 Rat. You know, Cayoche entering Brock has good special, so should not be an issue. Is choosing to save. This is not necessary if you want to play around the crits. It's possible to play this fight safe if you have good special. It could be a bit of inexperience showing. Maybe he doesn't realize he has good special, or realize that with good special you can skip save and still play it pretty safe. Or maybe I'm just gaslighting myself into thinking he had good special, but I'm pretty sure I saw 12 at 6, and then I think I saw 14 at 8, which is good. Yeah, so he does a good special. Do the Judo, the problem. Yeah, so another level clear, so maybe he's just not buffering it properly, which is nothing too crazy. Oh, that is bad special for MachWing though. So he will either do backup bird or save. Look, he's gonna do backup bird. That's not great. Oh, this is scary for Cayoche. He risked the death there. Still risking a death. Oh my god. Oh. He was a crit away from dying. Holy. He did save, so it wouldn't be, you know, game over, but definitely playing on the scarier side. But when you have a 2-minute lead and you have good special and you saved before Brock, you are allowed to make this sort of play and you're not punished too hard. But that was definitely a big opportunity for MachWing to make some time back. Hopefully MachWing just gets the bird, no problem. He still has a slot 1 Pokeball, so he needs to keep that in mind. Come on. Okay. Gets the ball throw, hopefully gets in. Okay, very nice. No shoes. MachWing still will have a rougher fight unless he levels up in the good special, but Beauty will take returns the kill. Yeah, very solid start for Cayoche, definitely. Potion count's good, he has a lot of healing items because he picked up the extras. And he's cruising right now. Anyway, MachWing should be okay without saving. He does have his bird to sack if he gets unlucky on the bide turn. Yep, goes in right away, very nice. A little bit of time save there. Yeah, at this special BB value, it's like a 1 in 5 chance that he levels up in the good special. Otherwise, it's just probably just gonna be a 3-shot for both. At least he knows he has good defense. I think 6 is a... Or maybe 6 is just a mid-roll for some BBs. Good defense curl turn. He gets through. Does not check special, which is... I think it's a decent play. It doesn't lose that much time to check special at 9. Because it can change how you play around bide. But nothing too crazy here. Tackle, you'll heal out of this, play it safe. If it doesn't get punished with the bide instantly. It's not great, but good screech fail. Tackle, oh. Gonna risk it. Oh, excellent crit. Very nice. Doesn't have to consider potioning there. MachWing is through. Very nice. Meanwhile, short sky for Cayoche. Help turn 1, a little bit scary. If he gets quick attack here, oh, tail 2. Okay, very nice. Be through without an issue. Can probably tackle this. Oh, did he click clear? Oh, he accidentally clicked clear. It's not great. Still okay. Quick attack. If this tackle misses, it's really bad. Oh my god, he died! Wait, is that a -2? Is that the rage? I wasn't even aware. Holy. 16 to 19. Wow. That's insane. Yeah, so one misclick when he tried to swap, and then that just cost him everything. Probably not aware of the damage rolls that he was risking, and then yeah, brutal. But MachWing is now in the lead. Holy. Well, yeah, MachWing should be in the lead after this fight. I think it'll take longer for Cayoche to walk back. It's not the end of the world. Definitely money is not a huge concern because you just spent almost everything buying potions. So it's only really the Brock money that you're losing half of. That's pretty easy to make up. But yeah, I mean, that's the big difference between like the experience showing, because MachWing definitely is more aware of the damage rolls and healing out of certain ranges, like you saw when he healed out of the Onyx crit range, whereas Cayoche didn't. And so we should see MachWing play the fight a lot safer if he's in the same situation. Kind of Cayoche, hopefully not a... Oh my god, it's a Pikachu. Thankfully, well, not level 5, no problem running away. But yeah, MachWing potioning, and now he's officially caught up with Cayoche and takes the lead. But thankfully, Cayoche didn't use an extra potion or anything, so healing items should be okay. Tackle turn 1 is fine. Tail up turn 2 is, wow, amazing. Tail up miss turn 2 is the nuts. And then a very easy one attack to kill. 22 HP at -1. Very, very chill for Ekans here. Cayoche, second attempt. Hopefully this one goes just as smooth as MachWing's. Tackle turn 1. Same start. Quick attack 10-1 miss for Cayoche, okay. Wow. Tail up turn, wow, okay. Cayoche's through the rat. MachWing is also through Ekans. I think we saw a wrap miss, or I saw Leer turn 3, so yeah, Cayoche definitely chilling right now. It's a Leer. Hopefully no wrap, and then we have a very close race again. Oh, wrap, not great. Not at any danger of dying, doesn't need to heal this, can just keep fighting. 2-turn wrap, not bad. MachWing with the string shot fail, that's huge. Not having to risk any, or as many string shot shenanigans from Caterpie is pretty big. Yeah, we still have a pretty close race, but yeah, just like that, MachWing is back. All it took was one pretty big mistake from Cayoche due to some maybe race inexperience, and MachWing has caught back up. But yeah, anything can happen. Still, a lot of places for this run to swing. Moon Rocket being the big one coming up, Misty being a huge one. Huge crit for MachWing. Wow, really good string shot fail. So he's able to save a horn attack there. I can check his horn attack count. Wow, big crit for Cayoche too. MachWing has 11, so he's gonna have 9 horn attacks after this fight. So very, very good count for Moon Rocket, assuming no double string shot shenanigans. But we do see string shot for Cayoche, so I think that was only 2, so he should be speed tied with this Metapod instead of slower. We'll check. Alright, 1 turn Metapod outspeeds. Okay, so he is speed tied. The first speed tie is really important to win. Fortunately, we'll burn an extra horn attack, but his horn attack count is good. And then, oh, I think that's a double string for Mach, if I caught that. But he will be slower than his Metapod, if I read that correctly. Yep, so we'll be burning some extra horn attacks. Hopefully gets a crit, save some time. Oh my god, a Gen 1 miss. Oh, that's so cringe. Oh my god. It's down to 3 horn attacks. Alright, we'll start to tackle here. Oh, he's down to 2. He was really scary. Even 3 is a little scary. So this is gonna 2-shot, I think. Tackle miss. Oh my god. Still should be a 2-shot from here. Wow, and Cayoche crits his Metapod. So Cayoche is right back. MachWing does have a slight lead because he does have his bird, but 2 horn attacks for Moon Rocket is really, really scary. Oh, bad encounter for MachWing. Does not need his flyer, so this is just time loss. Oh, Cayoche. Okay, he's probably doing Enter Manip, I'm guessing, if he's going this far out. He's gonna catch his bird, does Poison Sting, which is a little scary because I don't think he has an antidote, so if he poisoned it, he would have had to let it die before starting Moon Manip. Does catch his bird, so there you go. MachWing off to Route 3 Manip. Looks like Cayoche will be doing Enter Manip. I don't think he needs the center. His horn attack count was pretty good. HP should be good with potions, so should just see him enter Moon and then do Enter Moon Manip. Oh, he's gonna center. Yeah, again, a little bit of I'd say inexperience. I don't think he needs the center here. So we'll be taking the center just to pop off HP, get some horn attack back. We'll be bleeding a little bit of time here. But that is the big benefit of... Oh, he's not doing Enter Moon. Skipping Water Gun. So we will be seeing an older route, probably Baby Moon Manip with an early Thrash. Pop Hiker, that sort of setup. In which case, taking the center makes sense, because you're going to be horn attacking and fighting some optionals, so... If MachWing can get through Moon Rocket without an issue, we should see a pretty big advantage here. But yeah, this is harkening back to some of the older routes in red before full Moon Manip was a thing, before low EXP Mega Punch. This was sort of the standard route. That means Cayoche will have to encounter a Paris and try to catch it. Yeah, Cinder route similar. I believe it should be... I wouldn't be surprised if it is Ice Beam. Yeah, I believe this route kills or fights 2 optionals. I don't know if it fights any experience, but you're really just hoping for a Paris encounter randomly and then weakening it and catching it. A little bit... You are higher level for Bridge, but it is a little scary because you have Horn Attack instead of Mega Punch. The Bridge Rocket, or Bridge Rival's a little bit worse. And then you do fight a different couple of Hiker trainers. You would be seeing a Thrash Geodude. MachWing with his Paris. Successful Moon Manip so far. Hopefully he gets the Yola Ball. Remember slot 2. Very nice. Come on. Wow, big. So other than the accidental forgetting that the potion slot was gone for Nitto, we have a very nice set of Minips for MachWing. Gets second try Nitto, gets the backup Paris, and then gets the backup Pidgey, and then gets Paris, so... This is probably the scariest fight for MachWing in this run. 2 Horn Attack Moon Rocket is really, really scary, especially if you get a tail up from the Rattata, as you get put in some awkward heal loop situations. Attack turn 1, non-crit. Good start. Tail up. Not great. we do see a tackle, a little bit of misinput. You can poison sting here. That's the normal 2 horn attack strat, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's not that familiar with it because 2 horn attacks is pretty rare to do. Okay, Leech Life. He's gonna heal. This is where it gets scary. We do see another Leech Life. Okay, he really wants a supersonic fail here. Amazing roll. As long as he hits this tackle, this should be it. Wow, big. Huge fight for MachWing. Very nice. That could have gone way worse at -1. That was a very, very good fight with Leech Life spam. So I'm sure MachWing is taking a big sigh. I'm sure he can take a moment of, take a couple deep breaths during this evolution to compose himself. Meanwhile, we do see I believe what's colloquially known as baby moon manip for Cayoche. But the old manip where you are Nido Reno, I believe. Yeah. And then you, after fighting the 2 optionals, do a moon after the last. I don't know if this gets a Paris at the end or if this is just no encounter. So we'll see. This is where my inexperience with this route is shown a bit. So far so good. I'm not sure if it looks correct, but no encounter so far for Cayoche. You see the zigzag. We do see encounter, hopefully Paris. Okay. Does this YOLO ball? Does not, apparently, so he's gonna weaken it. Oh, a little scary if he crit it, could have died. He has 3 Pokeballs, so pretty decent odds to get it. Okay, very nice, first ball. So this fight coming up for Cayoche will be the biggest, I guess, advertisement for doing this route. MachWing had a very, very sketchy fight. Could have gone way worse with the level 14 Nidoran. But Cayoche will be level 17 Nidoking. So doesn't have Mega Punch, so we'll have to Horn Attack. But a lot less danger of actually dying just because you have so much more HP, you're tankier. So we should see an interesting juxtaposition here. Yeah, Cayoche doesn't even need to save if he plays it properly. I think just the one rock from Top Hiker. We should be seeing a Thresh there. The Machop Geodude Top Hiker. Yeah, it's almost... Doesn't get a tail up. Nice for Cayoche. We do see a Geodude for MachWing. Level 9, so good EXP here. Improve some of the Naga Bridge ranges. We see Leech Life for Cayoche, so very, very chill Moon Rocket fight. MachWing with a mid-28 Moon. All things considered, considering he had like almost a 9-minute Nidoran split, I think that's a pretty good recovery. Yeah, I did notice that. I wasn't sure if that was part of the route. Cayoche did Candy to 17. So his EXP might be a little bit strange for trying to get 25 for Misty. I think we'll have a better idea once we get later, but it might just be something like doing Dig Rocket first instead of Misty. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the fix is. Oh, good crits though for Cayoche. MachWing approaching his bridge rival fight. Biggest thing you're hoping to avoid is Dead Attack turn 1. If you get sand turn 2, not that big of a deal, because you will normally just swap right away and then finish Pidgeotto on the return. But if you get it turn 1, you still have to land an extra hit before ideally wanting to swap. Turn 1, Horn Attack, Gust, very good. Wow, decent crit, so now it's guaranteed. Sand attack, so we will probably be seeing a swap here. Oh, he's gonna stick it out. Okay, be a little bit scary. The Rattata can do a lot of damage, so hopefully MachWing can just land Mega Punches. Bulbasaur also is really bad. If you start missing and it gets the Growl off and Leech Seed, it can evolve pretty quickly. You see a Mega Punch miss into Hyper Fang. This is where you really want to get it to hit. Does hit the rat. Very nice. Still needs to hit at least one more punch. Does get the first one. Growl. Okay. Should be Horn Attack still. Oh, wow. Just opts to Mega Punch. Okay. MachWing is through. That was faster than swapping. I think he only missed one. Definitely on the riskier side, considering he had a lead, but maybe he wanted to play to try to maintain it. Definitely, there's no correct decision there. It's just up to however each racer wants to play it. Some racers are definitely more prone to play it safer there than they should, or riskier there than they should, so interesting to see that play out. The Horn Attack crit, turn 1 for Cayoche. If this dies? Doesn't die. Okay, so probably didn't save any time there. Does make it through without Sand Attack. Yeah, so I don't know if that's right. It's even a range at 19, but does have to two-shot it. And then gets tackled from Bulbasaur, so pretty easy fight for Cayoche. So the name of this bridge really is, if MachWing can land Mega Punches, he should be faster than Cayoche here. Because a lot of the stuff that is either a range with Horn Attack or with two-shot, MachWing has a chance to one-shot if he hits the punch. So from a routing perspective, it's definitely a higher risk, higher reward sort of situation. Land your 85% accurate move and you save time. Miss and it's less consistent and you can potentially lose infinite time if you keep missing. So far so good for MachWing. Misses the Ekans range, but thankfully only gets a Poison Sting. Doesn't get a wrap. Yeah, for example there, Cayoche having to two-shot that Caterpie when it's a range to one-shot with Mega Punch. Hits the Weedle. I don't know if that would have killed otherwise. He got String Shot actually, so it would have probably died. See, almost an identical last fight. It's just a couple levels higher from MachWing. Lands the punch. Oh, both miss range, but Cayoche gets stand attack. MachWing gets quick attack again. Hopefully Cayoche doesn't miss too much. Lands the first Horn Attack. Oh, crits it. Very nice. Big fight. MachWing is a little bit of a scary HP here. I believe his potion count is not too bad. I think he has 5? 4 or 5 after Moon Rocket. 5. Okay, so he's chilling. Safe choice to heal before the fight. I think healing turn 1 is also an option. But healing pre-fight if you want to just play the rest of Bridge and Misty safer is definitely a consistent strat. I'm surprised he punched though. Normally, I think if you're gonna heal Horn Attack, Mankey is a little bit of a more consistent strat. Missing Mega Punch into repeated Karate Chops is the danger there. Yeah, other than the one sand attack and I think one miss on the rat, this has been a pretty smooth bridge for MachWing. Cayoche also, I don't think he's seen many issues so far. No sand from second Pidgey, very nice. Mega Punch land from MachWing, and then he should be able to Horn Attack this final Zubat. Next to the Geodude he killed in Moon. Was able to save a little bit of a accuracy risk there. Yeah, so pretty good split for MachWing all around. Meanwhile, Cayoche approaching his Mankey fight. Unlike MachWing, has no choice but to Horn Attack. He does get a Hyrule Karate Chop, which he does not. There could have been some red bar implications for the Misty split, but looks like they're both going to be chilling. Cayoche will also be losing a little bit of time on the Misty split because of the top hiker he has to fight, or he has to thrash the Geodude. Or maybe Horn Attack if his XP doesn't work out. I forget on this route normally where you end up getting Thrash. But the extra candy he used in Moon might be a part of why he doesn't have it for this fight. So I thought normally, my guess is that you get it like after Mankey. Level, yeah, 21, and then you level candy twice, I think. So it will be pretty awkward if he doesn't get level 22 here. Yeah, so not sure what he plans to do to get past this Geodude. Oh, he's fighting. I have no idea what this trainer has actually. I feel like I've only seen this trainer when people are doing trainer flies for fun. I don't think I've ever seen this trainer. Or I guess when people are going for Mewtwo and then forget this trainer exists. Okay, let's get level 22, so should be able to candy the 23 and get Thrash. So hopefully that does fix his EXP. Could also help with the money situation from the death on Short Sky. Meanwhile, MachWing, a bit of a route difference here. We do see, because he picked up Water Gun and Moon through the Moonip, he's able to both fight the Onyx, which is faster, and then get more EXP from the Geodude Machop bottom hiker. Yeah, so we will see Cayoche take the top route, fight this hiker up here. MachWing with, I think, a final punch, since he should level to 23 after the Pidgey. Does Thrash right away? I don't know if this is... it might be correct. I know this Geodude doesn't really die to... Actually, I think it also has Defense Curl, so it can be a little bit troll. Hopefully it's a 4-turn. Wow, very nice fight. A double tackle from Geodude and a 4-turn Thrash. Very, very nice. Yeah, and then we will see Cayoche fight the top trainer instead of the bottom hiker after this loss. Ah, that's right, you can swap and split XP with Squirtle. That makes sense. Anyway, I don't know if Cayoche, if Cayoche normally candies after the Mankey, he is short a little bit of experience. I don't know where the normal double candy spot is. So he might still need a little bit of experience before Misty. I'm just not sure where the candy spot is. After Mankey, okay, so he's gonna be short a little bit of experience. So if he does Dig Rocket first, I think that should be fine for Misty. And then I don't know where else the EXP will cascade, but we'll see. Yeah, I agree, Revolver. Like, I don't know if that will matter for EXP spots later, but for Misty at least that should be okay. MachWing. Missing the chop range, which is pretty standard. That one's not that important, but the Drowsy is definitely the scarier Pokemon. Wow. It's the range, very nice. It is a very good range, I think over 90%. But if you miss the moves it has are really scary. Disable can put you to sleep with Hypnosis, can confuse you. And it's really a spot that we don't have a great way of playing around just because the range is so favorable. It's hard to justify any sort of defensive play to, you know, play around that range. Misty fight coming up for MachWing. Gets packed in Goldeen. No issues there. Probably will be seeing a save. Yep, standard stuff. I think MachWing is actually safe from getting one hit KO'd after the level up. Maxwell is 72 HP. I think he's 71 with level up. Looks like Cayoche will be doing Dig Rocket early to fix his XP for Misty. Makes sense. So for MachWing, we really just don't want to see Bubble Beam. Anything else really is preferred. Because I don't think he really needs Red Bar at this point. He just needs to not take a death, X defend, a little bit slow. But basically delays the fight a little bit and does get the crit. So damages Misty. MachWing basically has no chance of getting Red Bar, but I think he's not going to be too upset with that. It makes it pretty much very, very comfortable for MachWing until, if he plays this correctly, until like Black Belt or depending on what his Doll strats are in Koga, like the Koga split. But shouldn't have any issues for the rest of Surge or Fly or Flute, really. Yeah, so when you're in the lead in a race, it's such a comfortable spot to be at a higher HP. Especially at this HP where you can't even reasonably justify going for Red Bar. It just removes that thought from your mind. You can just focus on your menus, on your movement, focusing on, you know, playing cleanly and figuring out what your next step is. So yeah, really, really nice spot for MachWing. Cayoche will be entering his Misty fight soon. I think we'll probably see... I don't know if he's going to potion, but a save is pretty standard here. Okay, gonna save, no potion. I mean, it's reasonable. Especially if he's behind and wants to maybe get Red Bar, I think not potioning makes sense. So, I agree with this. It does mean he is slightly more at risk to like some of the crazier deaths from Misty, Bubble Beam crit or Speedfall into Water Gun probably kills for some ranges. But I think most chill move is probably Water Gun crit here, or Bubble Beam, non-crit, non-speedfall. Bumblebee, please just be normal. Okay, very nice. The 26 is a decent spot because it's relatively safe. You're not dying to anything immediately, but you have some decent implications for Red Bar in the future. Both racers are passed. Misty. Probably see some scarier fights for Cayoche if he's going for Red Bar versus MachWing will have a much easier time playing. It could be a decent chance to catch up for Cayoche. Looks like he is. Oh, almost exactly 2 minutes behind. That's pretty crazy, actually. 43:11.94 versus 45:11.93. Anyway, coming from MachWing, one of the last places where sand attack is a concern. Slayer is this Kadabra still. Oh boy. Surely he wouldn't do it. Aware. Yeah, so the only thing really for MachWing is getting sand attack turn 1. I think this is how his last tournament race actually ended, is because he wasn't aware of the thrash bug with sand attack. But on this fight, I think almost certainly you need to swap if you get sand turn 1. It's just very, very extremely tough spot to try to win this with the sand. But thankfully it just gets gust, so no issues. Crits the horn attack, no problem. And they should have a very easy very easy surge and fly spin coming up. You know, for Cayoche, depending on how risky he plays the boat rival, it could get scary. A lot of the time when you are playing for Red Bar, you are risking like a crit turn somewhere, either from the Eradicate, like a QA crit, or an Ivysaur Vinyl crit, so this fight is very difficult to play correctly, I think. And a lot of the time there isn't a good answer to what you should do. Yeah, I think this fight and Moon Rocket are probably some of the hardest fights to play properly in a race when you're balancing risk and reward. We will see them meet each other at the stairs. MachWing on the way up, Cayoche on the way down. Yeah, big part for Cayoche. First, it really starts with not getting sand attack from this Pidgeotto. Cayoche also, I don't think Horn Attack kills without a crit, so he doesn't have a 1-hit KO option on the Eradicate without thrashing. Thrash Eradicate can be a play, I think. Quick Attack. Good. Not in Red Bar. Is that Red Bar? Might be. I'll check on the next. Yeah, so he's in Red Bar right now. Does Horn Attack? I think he is risking some death. Hyper Fang, don't crit! Oh my god. Oh, he's risking... Okay, he's healing out of Quick Attack. Tackle, good. Okay, wow. Scary, scary fight. Hyper Fang is such a scary move to play. Even then he was risking a crit. Hyper Fang crit does 18-22. Is that a Gen 1 miss? I saw Thrash miss. Oh my god. So he might have to risk a 4-turn, or he's gonna swap on the Ivysaur. It's a combined whip. Okay, Red Bar. Oh my god, he's risking it. Oh, not over. He can win with Paris. Squirtle not the best thing to send out because Ivysaur will have a chance to Potion or Leech Seed. But I think winning with Paris is... Like, trying to wipe here is probably not great. Level 7 Pidgey probably would have tanked that hit if it wasn't a crit. But yeah. Oh no, here's the Growl instantly. I think this is kind of crazy considering MachWing was in this exact spot in his previous tournament race where he was Paris against Ivysaur, but I don't think, yeah, Cayoche will not be able to win here. Yeah, so risking that fortune is really, really scary. Especially if you're dead to hit self, not even hit self plus a move. So that will be really, really tough to come back from. Both the money is bad, and obviously the time it takes to walk back. I mean, silver linings, at least his EXP is probably fixed from the candy usage. But if MachWing is watching the stream or paying attention to his live split, then once Cayoche does split for Surge, he should see that he has a very, very big lead. And not that he even needs to change anything, but he can choose to play extremely safe from here and force Cayoche to make plays to catch up. But yeah, it's even tougher for Cayoche to get red bar because now he's at full HP entering Boat Rival. So it might even be slower to get red bar from here with all the stalling you have to do. Yeah, that is a tough spot. One of the worst deaths to have in a race. I think Boat Rival death is one of the worst. Gambler. Or the Cubone death in Tunnel. Like, all the deaths around here are just pretty bad. Yeah, I'm hesitant to even call that like a race inexperience for Cayoche, because if he is this, I don't even want to say this hard, but if he is behind MachWing in this spot, he might have thought that he needed to risk that 4-turn. But considering he had red bar, especially after the Vine Whip, I think swapping, he's still in a decent spot to save a lot of time over MachWing in the fly split. Thankfully, we see quick attack turn 1, so no sand shenanigans. It is insane that he genuinely missed Kadabra, though, on this run. So hopefully no genuine miss, and we just see a standard return Thrash kill. Yeah, he's through. Final Mega Punch from MachWing does land, so shouldn't have to worry about any shenanigans on this fight. Yeah, I really enjoy being in MachWing's spot here, just because with no concern about red bar, you don't even need to save for Artist Girl. You can just purely focus on your execution here. I think normally you're trying to, with no red bar, your goal is to get as close to an 11-minute split or better with the underground pickups and with the max ETH there. Okay, so let's check the standings. MachWing with a 51-minute surge, and we probably have another like minute and a half, 2 minutes for Cayoche, so we have a pretty massive lead from MachWing, at least 4-5 minutes. Yeah, I would say if MachWing was at lower HP, there's definitely a risk of some crazy, like, I don't know, general miss into a tunnel wipe, but at this HP, there's no... Like, it's very, very difficult for that to happen. Like, I guess if I wanted to curse this, it would be Gen 1 miss on Graveler to self-destruct crit would be how he dies from here. I think that kills him at this HP. I am not sure, actually. I assume that could kill him. But I don't see anything else that would. I mean, with the lead that MachWing has, I think that would make this race more interesting. I'm sure MachWing doesn't want to hear that, but I think that would help for for Cayoche to start mounting a comeback. Surely that's not gonna happen. But yeah, here we see MachWing. The benefit of having so much HP is you just don't have to save it all for this fight. You can thrash, and if you get put to sleep or paralyzed, not a huge deal. You have 73 HP. So yeah, was a little hesitant, but yeah, thrash is just the correct play because, like what just happened, so many times you will just get the range or crit and have nothing to worry about versus potentially thunderbolting and giving Odyssey a turn to do something scary. I guess not scary, but slow is a better term for MachWing's spot. Cayoche entering Surge. Again, similar HP to MachWing at 70. Not really going to have any red bar consideration. So, well, Bubble Beam, the Voltorb, and then we'll be seeing a Thrash. Alright, scary fight for MachWing. Hopefully he doesn't die. Go. Alright, Graveler's coming up. Phew. Alright. Makes it through the scariest fight of this split for him. No problem, he's chilling. Was close. Yeah, so we see almost a little bit more than a 6-minute lead for MachWing, so yeah, he can choose to play extremely safe, even if he gets like a... Like, if he doesn't die to Koga, I think this is a spot where you don't even go for a backup, you just play without red bar. This is how big that lead is. Cayoche still will have to figure out a way to fix his money. He did pick up the 4-star. I don't know if he normally sells that, but that is usually part of the any money fixes. Is picking that up and selling it. Sometimes you fight the gentleman for money. Sometimes you pick up roof TMs or the counter TM. I forgot what it was. It might have been Icy, who was in a similar spot and picked up like a PP up and tried to sell that, which was kind of funny. We do see a save for Cayoche. A little bit odd considering he's at over 70 HP here. Can't imagine this fight can go poorly enough for you to consider risking save to die, but pressing a little bit of lag from his feed. Hopefully we get his feedback pretty soon. Okay, there we go. The feeds are a little bit desynced, but considering this time difference, I think I'll let it stand. We are seeing a bit of lag though, so. That is the good thing about the setup with YouTube that's different from the series. When people's internet connections are poor, or the stream gets buffered, we don't miss any of the fights because I think normally after the buffering, their stream just resumes from the point of buffering, and then if I wanted to catch up, I can speed it up myself. But yeah, we are seeing some feed issues. A little bit of lag. Hopefully it gets better, and then if it gets relevant toward the late game, I can speed his feed back up to be in sync with the main timer. But he did thrash in one. He has to either get a 4-turn or get through. Does get a 3-turn, but hits through, so no issues there. Yeah, choosing to save for that fight is a little bit odd, given the context. I think I would hesitate to say it's a mistake, but I think it's definitely playing, in the context of the race, like, too safe. For anyone who's curious, just a little bit of an optimization for MachWing. If the girl walks to the right like this, it is better to talk to her from the top, because you can buffer talking and avoid the bonk. Doesn't really matter too much, but it is a super nitpick thing that top runners will do. Gen 1 is full of these little tiny micro optimizations that it's hard to really like pick up if you're just watching a run and you're not really sure. Like, if you're doing runs yourself, it's hard to pick up without someone pointing it out. Yeah. Yeah, Gen 1 is full of this sort of stuff, but the more of these little things that you pick up over time, the faster you will be overall as a runner, and that's just... You'll notice all the top guys, Dennis, Pokeguy, they all do, like, all the little stuff perfectly. We see a 103 fly for MachWing. So this is probably on pace for a, if I had to guess, like a 155, 156-ish, depending on, obviously, the rest of the late game, but I think standard run execution should probably get around 56, like around that ballpark. Cayoche entering Auto Scroll again at this HP. I think he might even be level... Is he level 30 already? He's level 30, so it doesn't even have to worry about the range. You can just one-shot the Oddish. That is a benefit of this route that he's doing with the extra EXP from Moon. You are level 30 for this fight. You can just one-shot everything. I'm guessing that we will see Ice Beam pick up for Cayoche. Cringe was not feeling well, so he forfeit before the race began. He chose not to race. I don't think he said anything about dropping from the tournament, so I would still expect him to be participating next round, but that's, yeah, unfortunate to see that happen, for sure. But On a personal note, it is great for my pick'ems because MachWing is my pick here. When Cringe would be the on-paper favorite since I think he's the 147, 146 PB. That's what MachWing does. You see a quick attack from Pidgeotto, but otherwise he's, you know, extremely chill at 75 HP. No worries at all. Next round, draw should be pretty soon after the final race today. So after this race, we have another race, last one of the tournament for this round. Dennis ATN Amoeba at around 2 hours from now. So probably within 30 minutes after that race finishes, we should be able to go live with the next group draw. What? More rock slides for MachWing. Gets the first one. If he misses, not a huge deal. Confuse raise. The only potential really for him to die. But it's his 2 without an issue. Yeah, so I think I'll be paying pretty close attention to Cayoche coming up just to figure out what he's going to do to fix his money. MachWing should have a pretty easy time on the rest of the split. They get trolled a little bit from these Ghastlies, but usually at this HP it's not a concern. It's the first rock slide. Very nice. Only one more. Actually might have asked his elixir. Having a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, so I'm not sure which of the 2 Qs he uses or if he just wings it, but this is where you'll see a pretty big difference. Top runners will just nail it because they have different ways of doing it. Meanwhile, if you're not as comfortable with this, you'll have to spend some time looking. Does get his nugget pretty quickly at least, so not bad. I see a sell the nugget. Didn't sell the 4-star yet, so we'll see if he has enough money here. And super pearls, 3 super potions, 1 revive. And that's probably cutting out 1 revive there. Maybe a super pot. He's opting out of the counter TM, so hopefully he's gonna have enough money for his X items, but I feel like he's gonna be short unless he picks up and sells these roof TMs. We'll see if he gets all the drinks. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. So I think we might be seeing either some improvisation with X items or a second shop coming up for Cayoche if he's out of X items. We'll see if he can get this money to work, but I think he'll have too few of beads or specials if he buys all his X accuracies here. I mean, buy at least Yeah, that's all his money, so he's not gonna have... Yeah, 2 specials and how many speeds? Is soft full restore? Okay. That should be... At least if he bought enough X-Ax. Money might be okay at this point. We just see a little bit of a spoiler. I will patch him up here. Let's do this. Speed up moment. It's still about 30 seconds behind, mainly from the Mortar Thrash Girls when it was lagging, so just catching that time up right now. Getting close. We should see a 111. Loot. Yeah, so see what his foot to end ends up looking like. Actually getting pretty close to current tier. We'll get ready. Be good. So now I think the runner should be synced up. Yeah. Just if you want to let me yap a bit. Entering the flute to end segment, which is kind of a pretty arbitrary measurement point for Pokemon Red, but the idea is the run sort of shifts from being less RNG focused and more execution focused. There's still a lot of RNG elements, of course, a lot of stuff on this split in particular, and Agatha and things like that, but it is a lot of this does come down to execution. You'll see top runners usually, like without self bar, without any saves. An average end game, they should aim for like a 43-30-ish or better. Sub 44 in races is usually a pretty good target without any red bar. And then obviously, like the less practice you have with these different splits, the more time you'll bleed to that. So I don't expect any of these runners to get like sub 44s. That's very strong, but we'll see how close they can get. The MachWing had a 111, like high 111 flute. So if we were estimating with a 44, that would be like a high 155, but I think based on his lead, he's probably not going to get red bar as much, so I think 156 or 157 is a better estimate from this point. He really has no reason to risk anything. He could do YOLO land strats if he wants, he could, yeah, do whatever. I think the last rock slide for Cayoche might be the third. But I think I saw one already. Yeah, last one for Cayoche, so Should be done with rock slides. Should probably super repel swap. Yeah. I think MachWing's my knees might be a little messed up. I just swapped something by accident earlier. Beat twice? That's not the right item. Still has 2 X speeds, which should be okay. He has 1 for Viridian Rival, 1 for Champ, or 1 for Lance. So I think he's okay on X speeds, as long as I'm not misremembering a usage. It just means he doesn't have an extra if he does wipe to... Like if he gets paralyzed by Arbok, I guess. He doesn't have one in that case, but... Yeah, shouldn't be too impactful, I think. I have a feeling that extra X speed is only bought because if MachWing is doing some variation of the Flux route, routes where you skip the candy will use more X speeds. They'll X speed on Agatha and then X speed on Champ. So Flux routes will have the X speeds to accommodate that. We'll be seeing a Bone Club. Cubone, very nice for MachWing. Double Cube install, I love it. No need to risk Drowsy. And that damage is pretty good, so that means even if he doesn't die to self-destruct, he won't be too low. Or he won't be too high, he'll have some red bar at least. And it's pretty likely that he'll get some red bar if he gets hit one more time, so either from the Nidorino or the Hypno, or even Koga doing X attacks or critting, he has very good odds of dying. This HP is pretty nice for MachWing, because I think if he doesn't take damage here, he should live a lot of the rolls from Confusion Crit. Let's get Horn Attack though, so that should secure his death. As long as he doesn't get a general miss. It does mean that if he does get Confusion Crit, he will die, but that's not usually something you play around. That's the whole point of the revives in this route. We saw a 111 flute from Mach. We see a 118 from Cayoche, so that's a little bit less than 7 minutes, around 6.5, I think. We might see an early... I don't know how closely Cayoche's route matches what we've seen Cinda do. So I think Cinda does early Safari here, and then he does a early EQ. This might match up more closely with just standard route. Maybe this will end up getting... Because I don't think he got Blizzard. He didn't get Ice Beam, so this is just Blizzard from here. So from here, I expect it to be pretty close to what MachWing is doing. It's just different. Maybe some different setup, but same overall move and route from here. So it's just the early game that is different with the different movement nip. Yeah, so you see a lot of little things that, like, I don't want to be too nitpicky, but like even something as small as seemingly insignificant as like flashing your trainer card, like MachWing just did, like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't lose that much time. It's like maybe a second or less, but it's just all the little things that if you can avoid doing that, it'll overall speed up your Koga times and stuff like that. And it's like little mistakes like that that are the difference between like a 14 flat or 14:10 Koga and like a 15-minute Koga. Like a bunch of little mistakes that just pile up. Well, not mistakes, but just little optimizations that runners will do. A good pickup for MachWing. Very nice. We will see Cayoche approaching Soul Rival. I don't anticipate so far, especially since his X item count was pretty perilous. We don't see an implementation of the new strat, which I'm not surprised, but apparently for this specific menu that MachWing just did, coming up at least, if you menu before the repel wears out on Cycling Road, it saves around 0.1 frames. And don't ask me how frames are saved in fractions, because I can't answer that. But according to some precise timings, you can save up to 0.1 frame if you menu earlier and save a repel wear out. Yeah, so looks like no so far for Cayoche. He's gonna elixir and fight. I don't know if that's correct, because his his horn drill count is gonna be strange now. Normally you elixir after this fight because you drill. Oh, he's thrashing Alakazam. Psybeam is, I think crit is dead. Wow, just normal is dead. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, normally you just drill this fight. I'm not sure what the elixir in battle was for. Misinput, I see. That's unfortunate. Ah, that'll do it for getting to center. We'll be short an elixir, but I think you could probably make that up with the max ether later on. So your items might get mixed right now, but for E4, there are ways to adapt. Yeah, that is a pretty rough death, but at least Alakazam wiped your team pretty quickly. Sometimes it'll just troll and not Alakazam, but sometimes the mon you died to will just not use attacking moves. I think Hypno is a pretty big example of that. You die to Hypno, sometimes it just won't kill the thing you send out. Also, you are short in X-Ac and X-Speed. Not sure if you bought enough, but they might warrant the second shop, which is you want to try to finish. You know, second time around, much smoother. Just drilling. Hypno for MachWing. Disable, very nice. Should die to Bubble Beam, but if you want to be safe, you can always Earthquake. But it is a range depending on your Earthquake roll, whether or not Bubble Beam will kill. So that one was good, but sometimes it'll be too high HP, Bubble Beam won't kill, and then if you miss the range, you could, you know, die to Confusion or something crazy. So if you're ever not sure, you can always Earthquake there, but if you know the range, then Bubble Beam is faster. Okay, sorry about that. I think we're back. That sucks. Hopefully you guys can hear game sound. Everything's good. Thankfully I was able to see the streams the whole time, so I know that there's nothing crazy happening with the race, but it's just the stream itself went down. But the feeds were still up the entire time. That's so annoying for me, because I have to fix the VOD. Well, the VOD's gonna have some missing time, I'd have to make sure the VODs are joined together. Slightly annoying. Let's see. TP up. Actually looking for it, looks like he passed it. There you go, got it. Six X accuracies for Cayoche. So he's gonna use one on Black Belt, one on Viridian Rival, one on Lorelei, one on Bruno, and one on Champ. So he has an extra. I went on Blaine, so I think he has exactly enough. If I'm not missing one. Blaine, Black Belt, Viridian Rival, Lorelei, Bruno, Champ. So he has exactly enough X-Ax at least. Blaine for MachWing. You see a 4-star pickup for Cayoche. He did only buy 3 supers, so we might end up seeing that actually in the E4. Still has 3 elixirs, which is a bit surprising. I don't know if that's normal at this point. So use 1 after Black Belt, 1 after Lorelei, and then 1 before Lance. So if everything else is the same with his PP count, might be okay. I'll use 1 on Koga. Never mind, he should be short 1 still. Hopefully no unlucky Blaine today. Cayoche will need to take some damage, otherwise he's not going to die to Koga. Hopefully it doesn't stall Hypno, because Hypno stall is just pretty terrible. It's just unlikely to hit you with anything meaningful. And if you're stalling and it disables your Earthquake, then it could get scary. Oh no. I think this is the strat that I wish people just forgot. Or like, oh, what are we doing, man? Why are we using Flute? Like, this is just not a good strat. And you'll see exactly why. Because if you get X attack from Koga, or if it crits you, you're fine. And then anything past Koga is a better stall option than Hypno. It's just... this strat is such a noob trap, I think. People feel like, oh, I need to take damage in order to die to Koga. When in reality, the stalling you're doing on Koga is so much slower than any backup. And Koga can just crit you or X attack, and it's just... it's not a good idea to stall on Hypno. Yeah, I remember this. It was definitely more prevalent when I started racing in 2019. Everybody, or at least more and more people, were doing this, like, thunderbolting Rhyhorn at like 100 HP on Giovanni 1, doing stuff like that because they felt so pressured to take damage for Koga. When in reality, it's so fine to just enter Koga by not losing any extra time by stalling. If you get lucky on Koga, you're chilling. And then if you don't die to Koga, then you just do a backup, and it's way faster normally. Yeah, he got crit by self-destruct. He would have just died. Like, that's the perfect... that's the perfect example of, like, why you should install the Hypno. So if any other races are in here watching, let this be a warning. Please do not stall on Hypno, because if I catch you doing that shit, I will call it out. You guys are too good to be stalling Hypno. Anyway, Black Belt coming from MachWing. I think if he's comfortable, I would go in without saving. If you die, you just revive and do a backup, no big deal. But even saving shouldn't be a problem, because if he dies, he needs to die like 5 or 6 times before it even starts getting worrisome. So this is a potential like race experience sort of thing where I'm sure if Matt were in this race in this position, there's no way he would save for this fight. He would just enter. If he dies, he knows exactly what to back up and all the ways his menu changes. We do see critical crit, that's one. Another small optimization. I guess you can, if you wanted to change the palette, it's better. But soft resetting versus hard reset does cost a significant amount of time extra. But it will be better to just soft reset over hard reset when you die. Yeah, each death is roughly like 30 to 40 seconds. And at Koga, at least, MachWing is ahead by almost 9 minutes, so we will need to see quite a lot of deaths for this to really matter. The low kick, non-crit, so we're chilling. But yeah, I mean, with this lead, you could go in without saving as MachWing. If you die, you just revive, and you don't even need to get red bar back with this lead. You can just play normally until Bruno Agatha lands, and then not worry about having to chain die. Thankfully, he only died the one time, so not a huge deal. Entering Giovanni, pretty simple fight. It is comical how easy these fights are in red compared to yellow. In yellow, this fight is such a sweat. One of the highest percentages places where you can die. And in red, it's literally a free fight if you don't gen on this. Kind of fun in that aspect, where red, the fights don't really matter. You're not really stressed about the fights, you're worried about crit text boxes and trying to save time with your as good of execution as you can get. And in yellow, you're sweating your balls off, hoping you don't get crit and die. We don't see a Mansion Candy pickup for Cayoche. I don't know if that's intentional. Because Mansion Candy has been the standard strat for a while. So unless he has an extra candy I'm not aware of. We will be seeing a slightly worse Agatha fight and then a slightly worse Champ fight as well. No, I don't believe he did Gentleman. He is level 44 though, so he is a level higher than he normally is, but I don't think that translates to Agatha and Champ. Because the main benefit of Mansion Candy is you still set up one turn on the Gengar, so that's the same between both candy and non-candy strats. But with the candy, you are guaranteed to one-shot the Golbat if you land Blizzard. Whereas without the candy, you need a crit in order to kill the Golbat. So, not like having a better chance of not giving the Golbat a turn is a pretty big benefit. And then the secondary side benefit is it means you can X special for champ, still have the speed to outspeed Alakazam, but that means you can Blizzard the Pidgeot if you get Sky Attack. So without the candy, you're not able to do that. So we'll see what his Agatha ends up looking like. MachWing hesitating a bit on choosing his moves, maybe just looking up his notes, making sure he's clicking the right move. But it's pretty straightforward. You just save 1 drill for the Venusaur, and then you have 5 drills left over for Lorelei. Yeah, so the Lorelei split's kind of interesting. It's a pretty long split. I think the second longest split behind Koga. Or I guess in this case, like maybe MachWing's Nidoran split might have been longer, but it is very easy to lose a lot of time in the split, but there's just so much downtime in the middle of it when you're pushing boulders or just doing movement. But the fights are pretty dense with execution. These little menus like doing the surf or the strength menus on the boulders have a lot of execution details that are easy to miss. And then if you're depositing, the depositing is very precise, and Lorelei fight, there's a lot of ways you can save time. So there is a lot of interesting execution, but there is just so much downtime in the middle, so it's hard for me to get in the mindset of practicing the entire split as a segment. Because for a lot of splits like Erica or Blaine, I don't mind practicing the entire split because they are dense enough with execution where you're always trying to focus on doing something difficult. But it's hard for me to force myself to practice Lorelei as a segment because there's just so much time where you're pushing boulders and not doing anything. But it is important to practice Lorelei. If not the whole segment, at least the individual details, each menu, and making sure you're comfortable with exactly where your cursor is. I mean, practice is boring, you say that, but I mean, how many PBs have been lost to not enough practice, you know? Five. Failed the ice puzzle once. Dude, ice puzzle's hard, man. How did I tell you? Practice is for people who need to practice from Worcester. Oh. Can't argue with the goat. I think I failed the ice puzzle in Crystal once. Like, I think it was on a D-Rush run, I forgot the movement to pick up, is it Waterfall in Ice Path? And it took me like 10 seconds to figure out the actual right movement. You got lost and you went red, that's so real. Playing Crystal, okay, that's less forgivable. I kind of want to buy the Mount Silver and Gold just to see if I can get like perfect movement without the item ball. MachWing does have a couple movement mistakes. Repel wears are early. Thankfully, no encounters. But yeah, I think it's faster to actually re-repel before it wears out. even though it is an extra menu. It's either faster or very, very close to being faster. I have never done Rock Tunnel, but it seems stressful. Like, from a outside perspective, it seems way harder than Mount Silver to do Rock Tunnel perfectly. MachWing, yeah, please don't deposit, thank you. Like, he thought about it for a little bit and then realized, hey, I still have my revives, let's keep my party together. We saw Cayoche toss his paralyzed seals. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that was. Find a lavender? What's happening here? Picking up... Wow, the max ether. I would have thought that he normally picks this stuff, but... Okay, that's not bad. If he was aware... Maybe if his route doesn't already, there is a hidden max ether on the way to E4. That is normally a better backup than this. Just because it's easier to toss your items at that point, and then also don't need to worry about the bag management as much. Just get blocked by the ult man, it's kind of funny. I'm still chilling, did get low kick from black belt, so he is going to have full red bar for Bruno. As long as he doesn't get slam crit, be chilling. Cayoche is approaching his black belt fight. MachWing, elixir once. Those revives, so no need to worry about saving or anything like that. So we just see something simple, X defend a little bit slow, but we'll take those very easily. Cayoche, focus energy, very nice. He's through his black belt fight. So easiest fix for Cayoche is probably after Lorelei you max ether, and then you just drill the entire fight for Bruno, and that way you don't really have to be worried about at least that much about your blizz count. You don't miss too many on a ride-on. As long as you have one for Golbat, that's the big thing. Interesting tile for the elixir usage. Cayoche does generate a turn frame there, and also bonks a little bit slower than doing it normally, but a very, very small optimization. 8 with the raid. We'll be racing pretty soon, within the hour. MachWing does double super potion, I like it. Reduces the risk of Agatha killing your Nidoking if you get confused or put to sleep. Really want to just see Dream Eater here. Or a swap. Swap is good. Nightshade is fine. A little bit slow because you have to potion up again, but definitely acceptable outcome. HP is a little bit awkward. I believe this is a +3 level up. So it'll be 127 with 1 super potion. He could, if he just has the healing items, he could just skip the plot twice and then not worry about red bar. I think that's the play I would go for. Or if he wants the YOLO Lance, because if he has 2 revives, then he can go in without saving, and then without healing, and then just Thunderbolt turn 1. I think either play is fine. If you're not as confident with the Lance strat, I think healing and saving is super fine. We'll see what he decides to do here. But this is a case where I would do Yellow Lance. Because you're far enough ahead where only chain dying would really give Cayoche a chance to come back. So he's gonna menu. Okay. Elixir. Double super, I'm guessing, or maybe super and potion. That's fine. Did he use his elixir? I don't think he did. Okay, he does remember to elixir. And then save. Okay, playing it safer. So now Cayoche does have an out. If MachWing starts dying over and over, if he gets crit a bunch of times to Lance, then Cayoche can start to come back, but that is the only downside to saving for Lance and setting up turn 1. But if any Hydro hit, non-crit, or any Hydro miss, MachWing should just be very comfortably through. That's a mistake. Actually used Exact turn 1. So that is, for all intents and purposes, 1 Lance death. Alright, attempt number 2. Special Sword in slot 1, so should be cognizant of that now. Special Hydro hit. And I think that's... was that 34 HP I have to level up? That might be 1 HP too high. I think 33 is max perfect, but I don't think MachWing will care if he's... I mean, he should just super potion this, I think. Not be concerned about any champ shenanigans, really. He could even save if he wants to play it super safe. Misses Blizzard. As long as he doesn't miss too many more, it's not that big of a deal. You just want at least 1 for the Pidgeot backup. That's another miss. He's out of blizzards. So if he does get Sky Attack, it could get scary, but if he Super Potions, then I think he tanks it. So I think the play is probably Super Potion save here, even though he does have revives. It is scary without a blizzard. Okay, he's just gonna save. That's fine. Cringe said he was not feeling well, and so he told us before the race that he was gonna forfeit this one. Okay, so MachWing didn't heal, so he's gonna die to Wing Attack crit. Double Wing Attack if he doesn't heal. Hopefully we don't see Sky Attack, because it will get scary. I think Sky Attack, you could Super Pot and you live some rolls. If not most rolls, if not crit. Mirror move. Whirlwind, and it should be GG. MachWing. This is actually good info for me to have. If this is... if 34 is good HP. Actually, it's not as accurate because he did get Mooney XP. I don't know if this HP matches up with Vanilla, but... normally... is 34 HP... I guess 37 is good. He just has Mooney XP. Because I know that, I think that affects one of the level ups here. But... maybe not. I think 34 is just good though. It's a +3 every time. It doesn't. Okay, so 34 is max HP, I'm guessing. Yeah, 35, 37 levels up. Okay, so 34 is the last good HP there. Noted. I had a couple hiccups. We had, I think, one Black Belt death, one Lance death for MachWing. Not the best RNG, but with his lead, I mean, definitely can afford everything that happened. Let's see what the end time will be. Make sure I time it correctly here. $33. So GG's to MachWing. We'll see if he wants to join comments, but as long as Cayoche finishes before 2:30, he should get an automatic second place over Cringe. Because even though this is a two-person race, we still count Cringe as being third automatically because of a forfeit, or did not show. So. Yo, MachWing, GG's.
Thank you. Not how I pictured today going last night.
Yeah.
First, want to say, for Cringe, hope he's feeling better. Sorry, we didn't get to race today. Too bad. I was definitely looking forward to all of us racing.
Yeah.
And I mean, still going. We can look to Cayoche the rest of the E4.
I guess the first thing I'll ask is, like, how did you feel when... Because your Nidoran split was... Like, the RG was pretty horrible. Like, the terrible Rival 1, all the encounters. I think you were behind almost 2 minutes, especially after the potion was used up. So you had to do second try Nido.
Yeah, I had only practiced slot 2 Yellow Ball. Not so I was just used to going to slot 2, so as soon as I missed that on Nido, I was like, damn it. Even though I knew ahead of time that I needed to prepare for it, my muscle memory took over and I just exited items. But yeah, I was watching the race in the very beginning.
Yep.
And I don't know exactly what happened for Cayoche, but just absolutely, it looked like on a heater of an early game.
Yeah, early game was really strong, and then I think he accidentally used an extra Leer on the Rattata, got an extra Tail Whip, and then didn't expect him to die at 16 HP. He just didn't heal properly out of the quick attack range, and then just died to a quick attack.
Okay.
We wiped to Short Sky and then had to walk back. And after that, you guys were pretty much even. You were ahead at Short Sky, and then made up a bunch of time with the Moon Manip when he did the older like Baby Moon strats. So
Yeah, I forgot. I did notice that he was walking back from Pallet, so I realized like, oh, okay, like the race was gonna be close again. And I did my best. I wasn't sure, did he do last, or was it just extra EXP? Oh wait, no, I think he did do last, right?
no, so Baby Moon strats are you don't do last, but you fight 2 extra trainers inside of Mount Moon.
Ah, okay.
And then it's like also it skips Water Gun, it skips Mega Punch, but it still gives you like Nidoking for Moon Rocket. It still gives you like a early Thrash after a bridge, stuff like that.
Oh, okay,
it's
interesting.
like 2017 strats, probably 2016 strats.
Okay. I did notice. I wasn't sure if I didn't realize those strats were even a thing. I just assumed like he didn't hit Moon Manip or something like that. I noticed I had about a 2-minute lead, or like a minute and a half, going into like the next couple of splits, and then he must have died to Boat Rival, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he genuine missed Thrash on Kadabra.
Oh.
Got teleport, so he made it through Kadabra, and then he risked a hit self turn on the Ivysaur after a 3-turn Thrash, and then he risked a hit self and then just died immediately. So
Okay.
that was a tough death for sure.
Yeah.
And then especially after your 0 damage Misty, you were just sort of cruising after for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Before the Boat Rival death, I know I had no damage, and I just kept getting no damage or so little damage. It was like basically nothing. Before the Boat Rival death, I was kind of a little worried, just because I don't like to be in the spot where it's like, well, like it doesn't make sense for me really to stall for any type of red bar or try to go faster. Like I need to just kind of hold where I'm at. And I definitely I don't feel comfortable in that position. But the race ended up going the way it went, so badly executed. But I just tried to go like as carefully as possible.
Yeah.
The rest of the way, just hold it.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the lead you had, especially after that death, I think playing it carefully was made sense. Yeah, I was really happy you after only the small mistake on Nido forgetting the potion. Like you nailed everything else in terms of the nips. Like the backup bird, you got the full Paris catch, which is really good. And then that 2 horn attack moon rocket fight is so scary, but you got through without an issue. So
yeah, that was bad. I Gen 1
missed.
Yeah. And then I didn't know at what point Horn Attack was doing like an equal amount of damage to Tackle on the Metapod. So I figured alright, I'll just try and go with 2 Horn Attack Moon Rocket and just see how it goes. And I mean, luckily it worked out completely. I got 1 Tail Whip, and then I only saw Leech Life from Zubat.
Yeah, it was a really good fight for 2 Horn Attacks. I think races will play differently, but I think a lot of the top races will probably... It's less about how much damage Horn Attack is doing and more about like the minimum Horn Attack count.
Yeah.
So even if Metapod's at like 2/3 HP, if their Horn Attack count is at whatever their level is, like they might want to have minimum 3 or minimum 4 entering Moon, and they'll just tackle from there. But yeah, 2 Horn Attack is very scary, but yours was as good as it could be, I think.
Yeah, I definitely got lucky. I got decent luck the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I feel like nothing too crazy. Nothing that bad. I did mess up and accidentally XP twice on Self Rival, but that was the only really weird mistake.
Yep, and then did have a Black Belt death, which didn't matter too much, and then Is it like an X-Hack on Lance, I think?
Yeah, I accidentally buffered slot 2 instead of slot 1.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that should be GG for Cayoche.
GG's.
Pretty strong finishing out this race, despite all the backups you had to do with the short sky death and the boat rival death. So definitely props for sticking it out.
Yeah, exactly. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to keep going after everything that went down.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna ask you, just to make conversation while watching the run finish, I was gonna make a funny comment about the Dodgers game, but then I remember that the last time this happened, I think El Revolver was in chat and he was saying, I don't remember if it's him or Ekman
spoilers,
that they
right?
got spoiled, so I'm not gonna say anything about that, but
okay.
Just in case, but just the whole sequence in my head was just funny.
Yeah. It was I was nailsing for most of the game.
It was a scary game.
Also, I saw Slayer saying, like, he was wondering if I was going to go for triple, and I was originally, and then when I realized I didn't have slot 2 Pokeball, and I messed it up the first time, I was like, I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
And then, right before the backup bird, I swapped potions and Pokeballs again, just to make sure I had everything.
I noticed that later.
I practice.
It's kind of funny because usually it's the opposite, where runners who are more used to attempts will mix it up the other way and forget that they have slot 2 Pokeballs.
Yeah.
So it's funny to see, like, if you've only done like race practice, you're so used to slot 2 that you're not used to slot 1. But yeah, should be 210, I think. Cayoche. Not sure if they're gonna want to come on for comments, but I'm very glad that they finished.
Yeah, me too. And again, hope Fringe is feeling better.
This looks like a 210-37. Even though it is a 2-person race, we are still counting it as a third with Cringe being a DNS. So Cayoche will get credit for second place points for tournament standings. And yeah, I'll see if he joins the voice channel pretty soon. I'll drag him in, but otherwise, we will probably wrap up pretty soon. We have another race coming up within the hour. Final race of this round. I think Amoeba, Sind, and plus ATN, of course.
Yeah.
That should be a fun race. And then the group draw will be probably within a half hour after that race finishes. We get some stuff set up and then go live when we're ready.
Sounds good. I'll be watching. Definitely was not expecting a turning win. So we'll see how these draws go.
That was great for my pick'ems. I had you winning. I goat.
Ain't no way.
I did.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, Cash just saying in chat thinks Control has problems, missed inputs. I think he accidentally clicked Thrash on Survival, which was another pretty bad death. So yeah, it is tough when you have controller issues on top of everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, any last comments? I think we will be wrapping up here.
Not really, just GG's again to Cayoche. Our Revolver, hope he feels better, and thank you for the commentary. I'm gonna be sure to listen back to some of the parts of the race.
Yep. GG's. Yeah, so should go be back in around 40-ish minutes with the next race. And see you guys then. Peace.